Good morning, everybody. Actually, no, y'all are in the UK. So, happy afternoon. Sorry about that. It is morning here to me. Let me introduce myself really quickly and then we will get going so that you guys will kind of understand a little bit about my topic and why I'm so passionate about my topic. My name is Bridgette Simon. I am a superstar director out of Texas. Um, I joined Sensi back in 2013, and I was actually introduced to Sensi back in 2008 while I was active duty in the Army. Um, so I was married with just my first daughter at that point. I had gotten out of the Army, and my husband at the time was oil field. And so he got a new job down in Texas. I was originally from Ohio. And so me, my ex-husband, and my daughter moved down to Texas away from all my friends, all my family in May of 2013. We didn't know anybody at all. And at that time, Facebook was pretty good size, knowledgeable. But at that time, I'm going to scroll down so I can make sure I can see y'all's comments for questions. But at that time, direct sales wasn't really that big on social media yet. So I knew that moving out of state and not having any new friends or family, I knew that I was going to be able to use social media to my advantage to meet new friends and new friends in Texas, and that's what I did. So when we moved, I had joined an Oilfield Wives group, and one of them had advertised that she was having a Sensi party at her house. And I was like, oh, that's great. I can refill my Sensi, and then also maybe I can meet some new friends to be able to hang out with and all the things with while my husband's away at work. Well, I went to the Sensi party, of course, and she asked me if I wanted to have a Sensi party at my house. And I told her, I was like, well, I don't know how well it'll go. I just moved down here, so I don't really know too many people here, but I'll post it in the oil field group, and we'll see how it goes. And that's what we did. So I hosted a home party, invited everybody that was in the oil field group, and we had a decent turnout. There wasn't too many people, but it did pretty well. And at the end of the party, she asked me if I wanted to join. So here's where it gets fun. I was like, I don't really know anybody, but I know that I buy the stuff enough on my own that, what, if any worse comes to worse, then I'll just keep the kit. So I was actually going to be a kidnapper, y'all. And so that's what I did, and I was actually working on my bachelor's degree. I was almost done with my bachelor's degree, so I was like, this will give me something else to kind of do while I'm finishing up my schooling. And so I finished my bachelor's degree. I started a new job as a substance abuse counselor at a local correctional facility. Let's see, so I joined in August, and I started my new job in September, so I was only a month in. Surely enough, I hit shooting star. I ended up hitting sensational start level 3, all by using this oilfield group and my Facebook. That was it. I didn't know anybody else. I didn't have a bunch of friends and family that was local. Honestly, my friends and family were way too poor to be buying the expensive stuff, as they like to call it. So I couldn't even really have a good beginning social selling network at that point. So I literally started from scratch. And that oilfield group is really what got me the new recruits and the sales and everything for me to hit these new goals. I don't know if you guys were here in 2013, but that was when the Bahamas was an incentive trip. So the end of January came along, and I actually had earned the first incentive trip. So I'm like, man, for me thinking that I was just going to be a kidnapper, I sure am doing actually pretty good at this. Maybe this could actually turn into something. And so I kind of just kind of slowly worked it. I say slowly, even though I know it wasn't slow, but I wasn't full in at that point. I had finished my degree, I was working, that's where my focus was at. Well, little did we know, March came around, and I found out I was pregnant with my second daughter. And as you can imagine, being pregnant and working in a jail does not go hand in hand. So obviously I was like, oh, okay, it's time for me to, walk away from this job. And the plan was for me just to work Sensi while I was pregnant, because then I would at least still have some income coming in. And once I had our youngest daughter, then I would go back to work. Didn't happen. Come August, I actually hit my 1-year anniversary of Sensi, and I actually promoted to director. And then so at that point, that really didn't make any sense for me to go back to work full time, have to pay daycare and all the things when Sensi was actually doing really well for me. So that's pretty much how I started my Scentsy business. I like to tell my team all the time, just because from personal experience, just because somebody says that they're going to be a kidnapper, don't get upset or don't pass them by, because I'm a prime example of, things and situations can completely change once they actually hit that join button. So that's the first thing. The second thing was, like I said, my friends and family were not the ones that actually helped me get my business going. It was social media, and it was that oil field group. So once I knew that I was going to be doing Scentsy full time, I was stepping away from my counseling degree. I was going to be a stay-at-home mom, but I still wanted to contribute to my family. I had to sit back and I had to reflect. I was like, okay, I've been successful so far, but obviously I need more if this is what I'm going to do full time, because my husband's not going to be okay with my checks being $200, $300, $400 and me justify staying at home. So I sat back and I was like, okay, what got me to director? What got me so successful so fast on the fast track? I mean, promoting to director right on my 1 year mark. That was awesome. That was exciting. But how did I get there? And it was that oil field group. So I was like, okay, I need to do more of this. So what I did was then I reached out and started finding other ways to create my brand, because I felt like my brand was going to be something that was really key, because that's when social media really started blowing up in regards to a bunch of direct sales stuff. You started seeing a lot more of the newer companies. Like, you'd always heard about Pampered Chef, Pure Romance, all the things, and let me tell you, I tried all of those. Been there, done that. They didn't stick, they didn't work. But some of the newer ones were coming out, like Unique and It Works and stuff like that. So it's like we were getting a whole new generation. So it was becoming more and more well known on social media about the opportunities and the products. So I knew that by creating a brand is what I needed to do, so that I could start to stand out, so that I could start setting myself apart from not just other Scentsy consultants, but other direct sales people in regards to like the recruiting aspect of it. So I went back and I was like, okay, what makes me unique? What makes me stand out? What are my passions? And as you can tell, one of them is leopard. I'm leopard obsessed. It's even in my little logo, but I have leopard everything. And I love Disney. Growing up, I used to go to my grandma's house, and we would always watch Disney princess movies. So I have a Disney sleeve. So I was like, all right, that's perfect. I was like, Disney princesses and Scentsy. What can I do with this? Scent princess. So that's what my branding started with. And I'm like, all right, so we got the logo. We started using the name, the website, all the things. And then I stuck to that branding. I was like, okay, but what can I do to relate to other people on the same level? Oilfield Wife was great. So I went and found a couple more other Oilfield Wife groups. I found a couple local mom groups, because I wanted to learn how to network. And in the past, I always thought of networking was going to like lunches and mixers and Chamber of Commerce and stuff like that. But with a newborn, I didn't want to have to be out and about. Like I didn't have the availability to have a sitter for somebody to keep her while I was trying to do the networking. And honestly, I'm a huge introvert. I can do all the things online. I can be my bubbly self, but you put me in a room full of strangers and I'm like a clam. I'm a people watcher. I'm in the corner and I'm observing everybody. I'm not one to really step out of my shell and really want to go out there and introduce myself and start conversations. That's not me. So I knew that I needed to learn how to network on social media. So I found mom groups. I found oil field groups. I like to cook, so I found some cooking groups. I am a Great Dane mom. I have 2 Great Danes, so I joined Great Dane Facebook groups. I drive a Jeep, so I'm in Jeep groups. All the things. So this is what I like to tell my team, and I probably tell them to do it at least twice a year, because I feel like our lifestyles and everything about us, our likes and our dislikes changes. So this is something I want you all to do too. I want you to go to your Facebook, and I want them to ask you, what comes to mind when you think of me that's not Scentsy? And see what people think. Like, what do people connect, or what do people resonate when they think of you? Do you like a certain food? Like, are you taco obsessed? I have some friends that are taco obsessed, and they're Taco Tuesday, whether they're out eating on Taco Tuesday or they're always making tacos at home. There's some Disney fans that I know. There's other people that are plant mamas. There's all the things. But find what people resonate with you. And then I want you to go and I want you to find one of these groups. Now, later on, once you get this, you can go do more, but I want you to focus on one right now. Focus on one, critique it, get into that range of motion and that consistency, and then you can expand. But let's just focus on one right now. So once people come onto your Facebook and they answer what comes to mind, you're going to pick one of those topics and you're going to go find a Facebook group. Try not to find one that's too big, because there are some of them, and the Disney ones are a prime example. There's thousands of people in there. So if I were to try to go in there and interact with people, my views, my posts, everything is not going to be seen. So you want somewhat of a smaller group. I would say 10,000 or less people in there, just so that, like I said, what you're doing is you're going to go in there and you're going to be a consistent person that shows up, whether posting daily original posts or you're going to go in there and interact. But you want it to be a small enough group that when people start seeing your name on repeat, they start recognizing who you are online. And I know that sounds really weird, but I'm telling you, people really do connect. Some of my biggest supporters are people that I've never even met, but because they're on my Facebook now, they feel like they know me. They feel like they know my girls because I share so much. They've literally watched my kids grow up on social media. And that sometimes that connection's a lot stronger than people you might know in person. So we're going to identify what part of our brand is. We're going to pick one of those topics, and we're going to go to one of those Facebook groups, and we're going to join those Facebook groups. Now, I'm not saying to go in there and to be all spammy and just post Scentsy. It's not the point of this. Some of them do allow like certain days that you can post and share your business, and that's great, but normally I've never gotten too much from that. The only thing that really helps is if somebody's actually going in there, like a local group, and somebody's looking for Scentsy, they'll like search it, and sometimes my name will come up. But we are going in and we are joining these groups to genuinely start connecting and meeting with people. So find your group, and then what I want you to do, and I want you just to do this for 1 month. Do this for 1 month, see if it works. If it doesn't work, then let me know and be like, hey, Bridgette, your advice was crap. I promise I won't get my feelings hurt. We might just have to come up with a new little game plan for you. But I want you to do this for 1 month and see if this works for you. Go into the group, and at least, I'll say once a week, but if you can do it more, then do it more. Go in there and just post something. The other day, I went in my husband's oil field, my current husband's oil field as well. I have something for oil field guys, I don't know why. But he's gone for 20 days, and then he's home for 10. And he's going to be home tomorrow, finally. So 3 days ago, I went in there, and I did a screenshot because we FaceTime a lot, and I said, 4 more days. And I posted it in the oil field group. The reason why I did that is because these women can connect with me on that level, because we understand how each other feels in regards to our husband being gone for really long times, and we understand like the excitement of, oh, they're finally going to be home. So that's starting to build that relationship, those genuine relationships. I'm not fibbing, I'm not lying about it. I'm genuinely excited. My husband's been gone, he's about to be back, and I know that these women understand the excitement that I'm going through. If you're going and you're doing a Disney trip, you can post, your countdown to your next Disney trip. Or if you do a cooking one, you can do a recipe and post the recipe. Anything that's original, that's yours, that's going to help you relate to the people in the group that you just joined. Now, the next one, you're going to get people commenting, and hopefully commenting, but I'm sure you'll get people liking or whatnot. Make sure you are actually responding to these people. Don't just like their comments, don't just heart their comments. This is how we are creating the genuine relationships. Start responding to them. Respond to every single person. Some conversations are going to start happening on there. Some conversations might trickle over into Messenger, especially if it's a recipe. Somebody might be message you and have questions about ingredients or something like that. But whatever it is, it's starting the conversation. It's planting the seed for that relationship. After you've planted that seed, I want you to go through that group and find 5 recent posts. Recent, I would say within the past week, so they don't think that you're being a creeper and just scrolling the group. But 5 recent posts, and again, not commenting or not liking, not loving, but going in and actually commenting, starting those conversations. And I want you to do that. I want you to do the 5 comments a day, every single day. And it takes, 5 minutes, if that. I promise it's not going to take a lot of time, but what you're doing is you're building your consistency up in that group. You are starting to make yourself seen in that group. Your name will start popping up, and that's how the relationships are going to form. And tried and true And I'm going to tell you guys why, because literally I've had it happen this week. I've already gained one new customer this week, and I've already gained a new team member just by doing this. One of them was the oil field group that I just posted about, and the girl ended up sending me a friend request. So that was a little quick. Normally it takes a little bit or a couple interactions, but she had commented on it. We conversated back and forth about our husbands and being in the oil field, and then she sent me a friend request. Now that she sent me a friend request, she's on my Facebook page. It wasn't a Scentsy post that got her attention. It wasn't a Scentsy post that got her to send me for that friend request. It was a personal post. Now she's on my Facebook page, and if you go to my page is public for anybody that wants to go look, so you guys can see what examples I'm talking about. I was advertising this, so this was on Monday, because we had the launch of the flowers. Well, Monday for me. It might be a different time zone or whatnot for you guys. But the Mother's Day collection had just launched for us, and it included the fragrance flowers. And so I had posted a personal picture, which again, I'm huge on personal pictures. I hate flyers. I hardly ever post them. I did a personal picture of me holding a fragrance flower like this, and then describing that we were having the fragrance flower sale. And she sent me the friend request, and then probably less than an hour afterwards, because obviously she sent the request, I accepted it, and then she started scrolling. We all do that. And she saw that post, and it piqued her interest, and she was like, well, what's this? Give me more information. So I explained to her what they were. She ordered a 3-pack of flowers, all from one conversation of me posting in that group that my husband was coming home in 4 days. The other one that I did that got me the new recruit was, it's a mom group, and there was a lady that was looking for work from home opportunities because she already works from home, but she was wanting to make more additional income. Here's where it can get tricky. Here's where I see like some consultants get very desperate and they scare potential recruits off. So I can't remember my exact comment to it, but she was like, what do some of y'all do what do some of y'all do from home that help you bring in an additional income? Something like that. And of course there were certain people that did like data entry and stuff, and I commented because I don't know about y'all, but I see it all the time. People are very anti-MLM, or people are very anti-direct sales, because there are some bad apples out there, or they might have joined and had a bad sponsor that encouraged them to buy all this stock and they actually lost money. So I understand it to a point, and I feel like that's part of our duty, is to show people that direct sales is not bad, and we're not like vultures, because there are some pages or some groups posts that I'll see where somebody else do that, and I just see the direct sales hound them, and I'm like, I'm not going to be one of those people. I don't want my business to look desperate. I don't want people to look like I'm struggling in my business. I know what my business has done for me, and I know what it can do for them, and I want to offer it to them. But if I look very desperate, they're going to be like, there's no way she's successful, otherwise she wouldn't be jumping on me like this. We have to change our way we think about our business and know that it's a blessing, and that not just can it bless somebody else, but also I feel like you need to be picky as to who you have join your team. Almost like a job interview. Because I don't know about y'all, but I've had some bad recruits to where they didn't want to be successful in this business. They just wanted to suck the time out of me, and I don't have time for that. So I like to give the information, but I'm not pushy. I'm not chasing people. I'll give them the information. If they want to join, cool. If they don't, I'm not upset about it. On to the next. Because if you have to drag them to join, then you're going to have to drag them through Shooting Star. You're going to have to drag them through Sensational Start. You're going to have to drag them all the way through their business. That's not the type of recruit you want. You want the self-motivating people that are going to do things for their own, for themselves, once they've learned what they need to do. Yes, you need to teach them. Yes, you need to coach them. But you don't want all of these time suckers. Plain and simple. So I commented on her post, and I told her, I said, I've been with Scentsy for 8 years. I work this full time. I actually have a no out-of-pocket cost kit available. If you would like more information, please message me. I am not going to be spammy and message you, so if you would like more information, please let me know. She didn't respond, but you know who did? 6 other people asking for information. Was it because this is the first time they've heard about Scentsy? Definitely not. Everybody's heard about Scentsy. But this was probably one of the first times that, one, they saw that having a free kit was a possibility, because I feel like not a lot of people, or not enough consultants, advertise that. And a lot of times, a lot of consultants aren't aware that you can actually gift a free kit by hosting your own parties. And once that party gets to 500 PRV, you have a free kit that you can give to somebody. Um, that's a whole nother training topic. If you guys aren't familiar with that, Claire might be able to help you guys with that one. But also, I wasn't, swooping in and being all crazy and all the things. Like, they saw that I'm reserved. I'm excited. I have this opportunity, but I'm not pouncing on this person asking. And I think that that's why I had so many people actually respond and reach out. And out of one of those people so far, I had one person claim my kit, all from a Facebook group. I've never met this girl. She probably lives, this one is in South Carolina, I'm in Texas, so she lives over 20 hours from me. I'll probably never meet her unless she goes to like reunion or something. But because of that Facebook group, because I was in that mom group, and because I'm an active member of that group, not so much that my name was recognized, but because I was an active member in that group, that girl's post showed up on my timeline. So that's another reason we want to be active and consistent, is because in the groups that you interact and comment and post in, more of those posts that are popping up are going to be in your newsfeed. So you're not having to go and like check in on each one of your groups. Those pages automatically start showing up in your Facebook time feed because of that algorithm. I just lost where I was going with that. But yeah, so that's why you want to be consistent in there, is one, to make your name for yourself if it's a small enough group. If not, because you want, Facebook's already picking up that you're saying Scentsy or work from home. So when posts like that are picked up on, they are placed in your feed because they see that it's consistent. And I say this now, Facebook might change things. They change things every 2 weeks, I feel like. Right when we feel like we're figuring it out, then it changes again. But honestly, it's how I've built my business. I've earned annual mentor in the past. I've earned annual sales. I'm about to close that out this month. Like I said, I've been in for 8 years. Our group is a little over 900 people. And honestly, I have 123 frontline. And out of my frontline, maybe 2 people are people that I knew prior to Scentsy. Everybody else that I've recruited is because of social media. So that is why social media is a huge, huge piece of my heart. And I'm very passionate about it because it kind of is the excuse buster. If you hear people give the reasoning as to why they don't want to join Scentsy, a lot of times you'll hear, well, I'm not a salesperson. Good, because I'm not either. I hate flyers, and I'm not going to sell you something that I don't personally use. So again, if you look at my page, you'll see it's personal pictures, or at least real life photos. And I'm sharing. I'm not selling. I try to focus on how I'm using the wording and stuff of a sharing aspect. I don't do links. A lot of times I don't even like to put prices in there unless it's like a sale price that I'm trying to get their attention. And then a lot of other times the other excuse is I don't know anybody. And I'm like, cool, let me tell you my story about how I started and how I moved to a new town and I didn't know anybody, but because of social media and having the world at our fingertips, it doesn't matter who you know, because there's ways to network and get to know a lot of people. And social media is free. You don't have to, yes, there's paid ads that you can do and stuff like that, but I'm telling you right now, I've never done a paid ad. I've never paid anything to be on social media. I've never paid anything to advertise. It's free. Anybody can use social media, and that's why I love social media. You have the entire world at your fingertips, and it doesn't cost you a dime, minus your cell phone bill, which you're already paying. So that is about it in regards to social media. Hopefully you guys got a couple of little nuggets out of that. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment on this video. I'll stay in here so I can catch any questions, or feel free to message me. Like I said, you don't need to send me a friend request to see my stuff. It's public, so if you want to follow, if you see anything that I share, use ideas, use it, y'all. It works. It's tried and true. I want to thank Claire for asking me to come on here and share with you guys. And other than that, I hope you guys all have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.